Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So in this video we're taking a look at the Rift AI platform. So this is a platform that's come from Faraway Games. So Faraway Games have been making blockchain games for a long time. They've been making games for like 20 years. Originally worked at Glue Mobile, EA, Scopely, a few other people. And then they did their first blockchain game, which was Mini Royale Nations, I think late 2020, the first game on Solana actually. And now they are doing a whole bunch of stuff. They did a bunch of stuff with Yuga Labs. And they bought the Heavy Metal and the Legends of the Mara NFT collections off Yuga. They did the Dookie Dash Unclogged mobile game, and they got a whole bunch of their other sort of games that they're doing. Serum City is one that I've been playing for a while. Anyway, so they're really sort of heavily embedded into the blockchain game sort of ecosystem, and as they've been building their own games, they've been building actually a lot of infrastructure themselves. And we'll sort of get into some of that as we go through. And they're launching their own blockchain actually, so it's called the F chain, and they sort of announced that end of 2024, and as part of that they also had this sort of Rift AI thing that was rolled into it, and they have the F token, which will be for the F chain, which isn't live yet, and then there is the Rift token, which is like their AI agent token, and the AI, they have an AI agent as well called Jeff. We won't go into all that sort of stuff here, but basically this is just starting out now, so very early doors. But they built this platform where you can start to sort of mess around with some of these AI, what they call the modules. They're basically sort of AI functions. You can bring AI agents. If you have AI agents created already in something like Virtuals, you can bring that into this system as well. You can create one. So I've created an agent here. It doesn't have any token, doesn't have any AI, but it says agent, but it's it's basically just an account that I've created. That I will then sort of make clever by adding modules to it. And the modules are bits of AI code that developers are making and in fact selling. Not yet, but they will be selling them. So there may be some functionality that I want to add, maybe about experimenting with DeFi trading or playing a game or something like that, and then I might pay, I don't know, some $10 a month for that, in the hope that it's going to make me $20 a month. You can see what's going on. So I've only just started this yesterday, so we can see here from this sort of dashboard view, my agent, which doesn't have any smarts in and of itself. I've not done anything clever here. I've just created an account effectively. I've put some crypto into its wallet. It doesn't have control of that, so I can move that in and out. But then I can also move that in and out of modules. And when it goes into the module, that's sort of the automatic AI bit. We can see the balance. We can see the cost overview. At the moment, I've got 4 active modules, but they're all free, so that's good because this is like the early days. We can see a balance overview of different sort of types of things going on there, and maybe where some of the value is being used. And at the moment, there's really only, I think there's only 6 modules at the moment. Let's have a look. Marketplace. Yeah, so 6. So only 2 of them are active. So this Stick It one, which you can use, which basically is an AI art tool, and it makes stickers for you, and then you can sell them on the marketplace. I've not made any stickers yet. This ETH Boost, so this is just a converting ETH into liquid ETH for yield or farm points. Then these other pre-release ones. So we have 2 games. Rift Arena is from Faraway itself. So this is going to let your agent wager, fight, and win big in AI-powered PvP battles. Your agent can place bets, etc. DJ and Derby is going to be a similar sort of thing. Horse races or PvP AI strategy. There's the F Chain Validator by Jeff. So Jeff is their AI agent from Faraway, and they're launching this F Chain. And one of the points is there's going to be an AI. Jeff's going to run his own validator node for this F Chain. And you get your F tokens will be transferred into an automatic reward machine. One of the things about the F chain is it's going to be very focused around this Rift sort of situation. So if you're creating tokens using Rift, then a proportion of those tokens will go to the F chain validators as well. So if you're sort of validating, if you're staking your F tokens into a validator via Jeff or anyone else, I think. Some of the tokens that are being created using this platform, you'll get a share of those. Obviously, pretty small amount, I would imagine, but very much like Virtuals are doing with theirs. And this Internet Capital one is, a funding platform managed by autonomous AIs. So that's interesting. That you could maybe raise money for a project. I mean, all these things are very experimental. Obviously, not be putting tons of money into these things. Okay, so let's go back to here. So that's basically run through all that sort of stuff. So look here at my agent. So you can see here, I've just obviously created its name and given it a profile picture and given it a bit of a biog. So you can see the total treasury here is this. Obviously has wallets attached to it. These are you don't get the keys for these accounts. So these are basically sort of you don't have custody of these. You deposit in however you want to from your own wallets. And we can see here what tokens I've put in. So I put in like a tiny bit of Ethereum, some on Base, mainly on Base. What is it? $10 on Base and $2 on Arbitrum, just whatever I had sort of knocking around really. And then I've got some of this Rift token, which was airdropped to people end of last year, I think, or early this year. So I've put in like $10 of this Rift token because obviously when the validator and stuff starts coming in, I want to see if I can use that somewhere. So this one's on Solana. These ones are on these are EVM situations. So general information, you just sort of type in what you want there. And if you're running a storefront, you can run that in there. This is the treasury we looked at. Transaction history is transaction history. These are the modules. So these are the modules that I've got going on here. Let's say only 2 of these are active, and we can see here this one has a balance. So look at the ETH Boost one. So this is a so the agent has its own wallets, and then I can deposit into this module, which is sort of the AI smarts, and this obviously has its own wallet address as well. So I guess I can withdraw if I want to. I'm not sure. I've not done that, so yeah, that's all I've got in there. So, so obviously, I can take that out if I want to. Obviously, pay the fee on that. But the point of putting this in is it's automatically doing some DeFi type stuff. Obviously, the price is going up and down depending on what the price of ETH is, and you'd see different deposits and withdrawals depending on what you're putting in there. So you can have different, obviously, currencies in there as well. Or it looks like in this one maybe it looks like anyway. So that's that really. So it doesn't sort of at the moment sort of seem like that much. So the very early stages, most of these things aren't live yet, but something like this is going to be sort of the interesting one. So you don't have to run a node, Jeff. This little robot is going to do it for you. And you're going to get consistent rewards for the SF token. You probably have to pay for it. These people have they're obviously testing it, so this module is activated for these accounts. So actually quite a lot of people have it activated. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, I've got it assigned. Okay, but so it's assigned, but it's not active for me because it's pre-release. And the other thing is developers can create their own modules as well. So these are here my modules. I don't have a module. If I knew what I was doing, I could create a module here and sort of go through that process of I imagine it would have to go through some sort of curation process, some approval process. The other thing is you can import agents. So if I had an agent, say this one here, if I had an agent from any of these, Virtuals I guess is the one we know the best, Eliza OS as well, pretty well known. Not really heard of the other ones. But if you had already created one of those, you can import this in as well, and then obviously better assign the same modules that I've assigned to my non-clever agent. So there's a way of sort of bringing the tech together. So you have to sort of select what blockchain it's on, and if you have tokens, you can see an agent. So most of these cases they would have a token attached to them, so you have to put the contract address in. So I guess a little bit experimental at the moment, but and I would say that Faraway is not the only company doing this sort of stuff. So the Doodles people are doing this sort of stuff. Obviously, Virtuals has it. That's what the sort of platform does. Yumigo, or no, Yumio used to be called Limbo. They have a sort of similar thing, and there's various other ones as well. So lots of people are sort of trying roughly the same sort of bits of tech. This sticker one is actually interesting as well. Let's have a quick. So I was messing around yesterday. The Pope is dead. Could we get anything on that? I didn't want to do that. But sorry, let's just go. Let's click off that. So with the stick it one. So the interesting thing here, something we'll have to test out, is you can create these stickers and then automatically list them on your agent's storefront. So because Faraway has built out this shop sort of technology, and they've been using that to sort of sell these sort of stickers already for some of their games. So if you were using this, then you would create stickers, and your agent would then have a storefront in the Faraway shop that you could sell them on. I mean, whether anyone would buy them would be sort of another question, but the whole point is, you could imagine at least some people being able to sort of generate some sort of revenue from this. So this one is currently free, no fees for the first cohort, and basically sales would go. If you made sales, they would go into the module treasury, so the module is connected to the agent, it wouldn't go into the agent's treasury, that would go into the module treasury. So some interesting stuff, and you can imagine there'll be more of these sort of commerce ones as well that people will be sort of messing around with. You can see this one is a Solana-based technology, Solana-based module, because it's got this is the address for it. But it looks like it may support other chains as well. I'll have to experiment with that and see how I go. Anyway, worth checking out, I think, if you're interested in these AI agents, and you probably should be. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.